Hey, it's Timmy here. So today I'll come back to you with a completely different video, but this time I will talk about all the tips that a complete newbie needs to know when they are coming to RMIT Melbourne for the first time. So before you come to RMIT Melbourne, what an international student. So from my past experience as a full-time international student at RMIT Melbourne, the first thing I did when I was still in Vietnam was actually to sign up for all the social events that RMIT had. So RMIT would definitely publish all of their events on the website called Eventbrite. I would definitely put a link somewhere down there, or I will put a picture right here for you guys to see. So this website, so I would highly recommend you to download that app during the first few weeks because the event organizer at RMIT Melbourne would upload all of their events on that platform, and it is all for free. So I really encourage you to go to those events because it is going to help you sort your life out, especially during your first few days in Melbourne. So, for example, I actually signed up for the tea time event where different newbies coming from different countries actually came together and we had a blast. We just chat and we shared all we knew. So some students were actually old students from RMIT, or some would be already like studying at RMIT for a while, maybe like with an English program, or they're doing some undergrad kind of thing, I don't really know, or pre-uni courses. So you are going to get a lot of tips from them. And thanks to that tea time event, I actually made friends with two Aussie girls, and they were so kind to take me around RMIT and to also show me where to print all the materials at RMIT. And it is really important for you to know where to print your stuff because there would be like an account that you need to top up. So what I say top up here means that you need to pay for it. And at first you might be confused. So everything is actually you know, just put together into your card. So with your student ID card, you can definitely use it to top up the money and go to the printer to print out all the documents you need. So that was what they actually helped me with. And yeah, they encouraged me so much because I was a lone newbie coming in. I didn't know anyone, and yeah, it was really challenging. So those events would help you a lot. And yeah, so if you want to also participate in like club days or orientation weeks, so most of the time you can just come right onto the spot and ask them if you can join, and they would be fine. But if you want to know about the schedules, like you are completely new and you don't have time to just stay at uni all the time to know which events are happening at the moment, so it would be best if you can come onto Eventbrite to check out what events they are currently having running at the time, so it would be easier for you. And sometimes they would ask for like the code or the ticket, even though it's free, but you need to formally sign up for that. So that is the first advice I have for you, is to join as many events as you can. And also another event that I actually joined was the induction event, where they showed you all the apps. For example, the navigation app. So with RMIT in Melbourne, you have a lot of different buildings just scattered around the city. So it can be difficult for you to navigate your way to the specific building you are required to go to, especially if you have like subjects from different major. So for each building, there would be specific majors that they or that those buildings would specialize in. So, for example, building 80 would be for business students most of the time. And other buildings, for example, like building 54 would be for art students, for example. So yeah, they would have like a navigation app because, as an RMIT student, even though I have already been there for like over a year, but I have not got to all the buildings at RMIT just yet. And it's difficult to find your ways around, especially when they are not like in line or they are not obviously there. They would be just hidden around like certain, you know, uh, intersections, and also they would be behind other buildings as well, so it can be difficult for you. So at that induction event, they are going to show you all the apps and all the ways around the uni. They would give you advices, and maybe it would be a chance for you to socialize and make new friends, because it is really important for you to make friends at RMIT during your first few days. Like, just look around, people are as new as you are, and if you think they are old, you know it immediately. Like, they would be very busy, they would not give attention to you. And if you see those people who are also struggling and just walking around, just come up to them and say hello. Like, maybe that is gonna be your bestie. So beside the Eventbrite, you should also consider about RMIT Connect. So if you are already an RMIT student, then you would have been really familiar with the services offered by RMIT Connect. But at RMIT Melbourne, I feel like RMIT Connect is really, really something that is going to help you a lot, especially with your studies and your enrollments and visa and everything. So one tip I have for you here is so normally RMIT Connect is very busy, and there would be lines and lines of students queuing and waiting for their turn. So there would be a service where you can text before you go there. So what I mean here is you can get into the virtual line, so you don't have to get on the campus like maybe at 8 a.m. to get your slot at like 8:30, or for like a quick consultation at 9. That is not necessary, as long as you know like the text and also the number to text to that number, because you are going to get into the virtual line and they are going to tell you the remaining time before you come up to the front of the line to have a conversation with one of the staffs. So it is going to save you much more time. Like, at first I didn't know about that, so whenever I came to the campus, I had to made a reservation and then waited for around 1 to 2 hours, and that is a lot. And yeah, so you can save your time by already getting into the line when you are still at home or before you come to uni. And then by the time you get there, you will get to the front of the queue to have a conversation immediately. And I feel like that is really beneficial, especially when you stay in Melbourne. Like, all the transportation schedules are very specific, so you can estimate how much time you would need before you can get to the campus. Or there would be a function where you can push up your slot or your space, where maybe, like, for example, you cannot make it on time, so you can text them using maybe the L word or something, I don't remember, to push up or to push your slot like further down the line until you can make it. So that is really nice, and not so many people know about that until they have already used the service for a while. So that is something you also need to consider about. Yeah, and finally, there would be an office for all things related to enrollment. And that office is, I think, next to the building 8 and 10. So it is on the Swanton Street. So it is like in the center of the campus. So this office in specific they would help you with a lot of issues that an international student would have, like you don't know about your visas, or you have concerns about maybe like working more than the permitted time frame, or like anything. I feel like with RMIT Connect, they're going to help you a lot with your study, with visa, with any question. But there would be some very specific questions and some very, detailed concerns that you have. So you might want to check out at that place as well. So that office is not usually recommended by the Connect staffs or most RMIT students. Like, not so many people know about that office because it is usually very small and it is tucked away in the very crook or corner of the main campus. So you need to ask for it. So you can go to RMIT Connect and ask them for the office for like international students when they are concerned about enrollment issues, and they are going to show you the way. And you should also be more specific, like you can tell them, oh, so I've heard somewhere people saying that that office is right next to building 8 and 10, so they're gonna be more clear about where you want to go to show you the way. So that office is very valuable, yeah, especially when you don't receive any feedbacks or any replies from RMIT Connect. And also another plus about that service is they are usually not so crowded. So there would be usually 3 staff available for questions at that office, like RMIT Connect, but not because not so many people know about that office. So when you get in there, usually you would be the only one, or one of the very few people staying there, but most of the time I don't see anyone. So yeah, those are the 3 things, like Eventbrite, RMIT Connect, and a specific office for international students with their enrollment or their visa concerns. So those are the 3 things you really need to keep in mind as a newbie at RMIT Melbourne. And I think that is it for this video, and I really hope you guys can learn something new, and I'll definitely get back to you guys very soon. Cheers!